What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here and welcome back to another tutorial on how to build a lake updated for the year 2019. So if you guys recall, I actually did one of these videos last year and some of you guys reported that there was some inconsistency as far as the lake either overflowing or drying out. So I've done a little bit of research, and yes, in some cases that can happen. So here's I want to say an updated but a more detailed tutorial on how to build a lake. So I've kind of cleared out a little bit of area over here where I want to have a lake that's going to surround some of these higher density buildings. So kind of like the stuff that you see over here. By the way, this is my city of Starigrad that I've been working on little by little here and there, and kind of came up with what you see over here. I even have a pretty cool ore mining area kind of laid out right over here. But in any case, the video is about building a lake, so let's go ahead and do that. So let me do a quick preparation. I want to make sure that I have all the pipes out of the way, and I'll go ahead and kind of give you a very detailed tutorial on what needs to happen in order for this lake to work. Alright guys, so this is the layout that the lake is going to be in. So it's got a, I want to say, kind of a unique-ish layout, which is, in my opinion, what a lake should look. Not just a perfect circle, but, you know, some curvature here and there. So I wanna show you the exact dimensions for this this particular build right here, because it is required in order to keep this lake running. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're gonna go and you'll select your curved tool, and then you're gonna select anywhere, wherever you want to start the lake. So you're gonna want to go out by 2 full blocks and then over by 2 full blocks. We're gonna start just as if we were building a 2-block circle, right? So you're gonna go over by 2 and down by 2. Here's where we switch it up. So now we go down by 1, over by 1, over by 1, and down by 1. And when I say 1, I mean 1 block. Down by 1, over by 1, over by 1, and up by 1. And then here, we're gonna go with our straight tool, and we're just gonna draw a straight row. So this is the exact replica of this right here. So I just did this right here to kind of show you exactly how to build it, because it took me a little bit to fit this in this particular area right here. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of terraforming. So go ahead and go into your terraforming tool, go under the shift terrain, which is the very first tab right here. We're going to go on the highest strength, and the way you can do that is go up on your D-pad as high up as it will let you. And then on Xbox, you're going to push the X button. On PlayStation, you're going to push the square button. And then we're going to go down. Now there's a way you can gauge this. So next, what we're going to do, and I'll explain the depth here in just a moment. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our level terrain tool, and we're going to select that deepest point. And you select it by pushing X on Xbox and square on PlayStation. And then we're just going to go all the way around, and we're going to make it that same terrain height. Let's see, kind of follow the contour of the road. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to be demolishing the road in the future. And trust me, it's not gonna, as long as you stay within the road guideline, I guess, if that makes sense, it's not gonna affect the lake too much. So this is kind of the depth that we have right now. So how you're going to be able to measure to see if you have the correct depth of the lake is you're going to use one of the water pumping stations, and you're going to place it anywhere. So what you want to have is the top of the lake to be under the lake height. So what I mean is the top right here cannot be visible after the water has filled up the lake. So that means that we are not there yet on this one. Let's go ahead and we're going to go down a little bit more. I think this should do it. So let's select that height, and then we're just going to do the same exact thing. We're going to go around and make this all the same level again. And as you guys can see, I'm completely just winging this. I'm not necessarily staying completely within the road guideline, but then I'm not shooting out over too far either. Okay, I think that should be good right now. Let's give it a test. Oh, perfect. I think it might even be a little too much, but that's a-okay. That is a-okay. For my lake, I'm gonna put this right here. And you see, so when the water level goes all the way up, this will be invisible. And yes, it will work even if it's completely submerged under water. So next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our freshwater outlet. Now to fill up the lake, I'm gonna do 6 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But at the end, I'm gonna remove 4 and keep only 2. Okay. And the reason I'm doing 6 from the get-go is so we can fill up the lake a lot quicker. The reason we're going to be keeping 2 at the end, so after the lake fills up, that is to sustain the amount of water necessary to keep this exact shape level, including what the amount that the water pumping station the water pumping station pumps out. So that's kind of going to be the system here. The other thing that we absolutely need to make sure happens is that all of this is on a standalone system by itself. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to run this out to a drain pipe that is going to be solely dedicated to our lake. So let's see if that is not going to fit. That's okay. You can use anything. You can use the eco water outlet as long as it'll fit. Let's see. Gonna have to, I think, destroy this and this right here in order to make this work. Oh, maybe not. I don't think that was the issue to begin with. That's okay. Let's go ahead and put it right in there. We're gonna go ahead and hook it up here. We're gonna reconnect this. I think that's kind of where we had it. So this is now gonna have power. And then we do need to supply power to this part over here as well. And for that, we're just going to use a wind turbine, and we're going to place it right here. That's going to give all of this power. So I'm going to go ahead and put the game on 3-speed. What I'm going to do is I will go ahead and get rid of the roads that we built as our guide. There we go. That's kind of the shape of the lake itself. Now, lastly, before we watch this thing build... Oh, wait. We skipped a step. We're going to need to supply water, naturally. And water is going to come from 2 water towers. See, I completely forgot about these. There we go. That's going to work. So now we have water as well. So this is now going to start filling up. So that's what you need. You need a standalone water system for the lake, so it can't be connected to any of the pipes in your current city. So just make sure that's there. You need power. And you'll need this shape of a lake. So next what we're going to do is I'm actually going to run and just fix the height right over here. Simply because when I smoothen this out, I don't want it to leak out onto the road or overflow out onto the road. And what I mean by smoothen out is when we use the soften terrain tool, this is kind of what happens when you soften the terrain. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just let the game run until the lake fills up, and then we're going to be back. We're going to do the necessary adjustments of removing 4 of the freshwater outlets. And then we're going to let it run for a little bit so you guys can see that it's not going to overflow and it's not going to dry up or evaporate from the lake itself. So let's we'll let it fill up, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright guys, so that took 13 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to take out 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these. You'll notice that this is barely visible, so the water height has to get just a little bit more up there in order for it to stay hidden, and I believe it will. Yeah, that's kind of it. Now all that's left to do is kind of do a really cool design over everything, just to make it look nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll leave the game on 3 speed, and I don't know, maybe I'll just let it run for a while. That way you guys can see. Man, we're having some fires. I noticed quite a few. Yeah, there's the parks that are always setting on fire. But what I was going to say is maybe I'll just let it run for a while. And actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll do that. I'll let it run for another 10 minutes. I'm actually going to go ahead and save right now. That way, come on, there we go. That way, if the whole thing catches on fire, I don't lose the whole city. But yeah, I'll let it run for another, say, 10 minutes or so, maybe even 15, just so you guys can see that it's not going to overflow and it's not going to evaporate up into thin air as water does. And I will be back, and I'll make this time lapse much faster. I'll do it on like 7 times speed as opposed to the other one that was, I believe, on 6 or 5 or something like that. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's the finished product. All I did over here is I removed the power line. I left the water towers in place just so they can still supply the water to the water features. But aside from that, just did a little bit of a commercial area in a sense. So it made it look a little bit nicer. Definitely not finished. There's more plans for this particular area here. Perhaps maybe even moving the railroad tracks and developing a little bit more, but that's it. So to recap, you'll need this size lake, and we've gone over how to build that. You'll need a standalone water system for the lake itself. So you'll need 2 of the freshwater outlets, and those you can get with the natural disasters in DLC. With that, you will need a water pumping station, and yes, it does have to stay inside the lake. You cannot remove it, or else it's just gonna overflow. And you'll need a water. Well, see, mine, the one that I use is the eco water outlet placed over here. Does not pollute, as you can see, nor should it, because it's really not collecting any pollution from anything around in this area. And lastly, you'll need 2 water towers to power the 2 freshwater outlets that you have right in there. So again, it's on a standalone water system. Get rid of that. And that. So as you can see, 2 water towers connected to the 2 freshwater outlets, connected to the water pumping station, going all the way around, again, not connected to the city, and connected to a eco water treatment plant. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments box below. Happy to answer anything that comes across and that I see. And thank you for watching another one of my tutorials. Hopefully this one brought some clarification to everybody and improvement, if you will. As always, guys, be the best that you can be in everything that you do. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a like if you thought that it was informative and helpful. And I'll see you guys on the next one.